I was going to say the first bike we went out on that day was the Street Triple RS.
Yes.
Which I think the new one is new to you, but you have...
No, you are right. Yeah, it is a new one for me.
You have owned a Street Triple in the past. It got nicked, didn't it?
Yes, no, it was because I owned a Street Triple R and I rode the same size engine R version of this bike, but obviously this is the brand new RS. So that was new to me, yeah.
And what did you reckon? Because I went on the launch for that one and I thought it was... Yeah, it's pretty damn good. But
yeah, it's never a bad day if you're on a Street Triple in my book. And some people don't like it. I don't know if I've heard that many people. I got told when I bought it from a few people that there was some hate for them online, I think. But actually owning it, I sort of always feel like I have to justify it before, or get in there before someone says, oh yeah, they're boring. But no one's ever really told me they were boring. So I think maybe that's just an old preconception or a hang-up. But no, I love them. Obviously, I would own another one in a heartbeat. And you've been sending me links to brilliant deals on them at the moment.
Yeah, I think some tempting. Dealers have chopped 1,500 quid off. I believe used bikes are kind of selling out because people are looking for a cheap way to get back on the road and maybe start commuting to work by bike because they can't take the train or whatever. New bikes, I think obviously sales are probably down year on year. So there are some crazy deals out there. And yeah, I saw one deal there was 1,500 quid off the brand new Street Triple RS. So when I reviewed it, I thought, well, it's pretty good value for money. I mean, top spec Brembos, like Olin's shock and Showa forks for the adjustable, like a TFT screen with all the connectivity, slight updates to the engine. Good spec tires. I mean, what else would you want out of a little middleweight naked like that? I don't really think it lacks anything. No, you could take it on a track straight away, couldn't you? It's just as happy on the road as it is on a track, and you would be showing up a load of bikes on the track. Even and I think we agreed upon this when we were riding it around town. Even the stock exhaust sounds excellent. You wouldn't need to replace that, I don't think.
I thought it was aftermarket though. It was only when you said that it was stock that I was like, oh yeah, it's not like in a slip-on or anything like that. It's just.
I think that's because it has that little carbon finisher around it.
Yeah, so it does look quite nice as well as sound. It does. It's like obviously they have to restrict bikes now and the emissions. It's kind of frustrating. If you really like the sound of a bike, it is quite frustrating. But that one must be just on the line. It must be just meeting the standards for decibel.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, at 10,300, I thought, well, that's pretty decent value. It's got everything really. And then I saw it for 8,800, which is crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I would be sorely tempted to buy one if I was looking for a bike right now.
What did you think? Can you remember back to your original Street Triple? And could you compare them, do you think?
I still had my R when I rode the 765R, so the slightly spec down version than the RS. And I remember at the time feeling the difference, and I think someone even commented and asked if you had one, does it sort of justify the upgrade? Should you upgrade? And I think if you like the bike, and you can afford it, I would say absolutely, yeah, change to the newer one, because it is enough of an upgrade whilst retaining absolutely everything that makes it great. It's one of the biggest things for me was it was a little bit like more subtle on the throttle, which was quite frustrating with mine. I remember I did ride it a few times in town, and obviously in town you stop start, you're going over bumps and stuff like that, and that really shows up a kind of hypersensitive throttle on any bike. And I remember on my Street Triple it was quite frustrating trying to make it smooth. It always felt like it wanted to sort of just get up and go. And I think the newer versions definitely have improved that, which is quite an important thing. And then the other thing is that obviously it's a bigger capacity, it's a bigger engine. It does feel faster as well than mine did. Absolutely it does. Subtly, I mean, it's still within the threshold of feeling like you can be in charge of it and you're not going to scare yourself or do anything too dangerous. But no, it is quicker than the old one as well.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's like a sweet spot, isn't it? That sort of power, 120 horses. Where, like I had a good time with it on the track when we went on the launch, and I don't think I could have said the same if it was 150 and above. Like I think that would have been getting a bit dangerous for my abilities or lack of. One thing as well that struck me is just it looks great as well. Yeah. Although funnily, Remember that guy?
I was going to say, the thing I was most frustrated at, like it was my bike, I almost felt offended on behalf of the bike, like it was mine, that someone came over and asked you.
Yeah, well, I was riding the Honda XADV to do all the filming. So I took that along, and then we had them parked up while we were getting some nice B-roll, close-up shots and stuff of the street triple. And yeah, this guy walked up. He was a bit of a geezer, wasn't he?
Yeah. He sort of looked like he might have had a drink today as well. There was a little air of that about him.
Oh, you're just saying that because he didn't choose.
He didn't look at my bike. He went straight to the Honda. Did he say it was a beast?
So you jumped straight to he was drunk.
He must have been. There's no reason. No, it was funny. I mean, it was red. The Honda was red, so I guess that it does look quite nice. And to be honest with you, if you're into that kind of bike, it does look pretty imposing. It looks like it means business. And mine was grey, so it sort of blends in.
Yeah, maybe. He said to us, what's that bike then? And I was about to say street triple, and I looked up and he was pointing at the XADV, and I was like, are you kidding me? Like, no offense to the XADV, I don't want to hate on it, but it's not what you'd call a sexy bike, is it? I just remember he said it looks like a super bike.
Yes. Yeah, those were his words, actually. That's a super bike. That is it.
Well, this is it. We couldn't decide on the day whether he meant it looks like something that would be raced in the World Superbike Series. That looks like a super bike, or whether he meant that looks like a super space bike.
Yeah, that's a cracking bike. That is a super bike.
That's a super bike. That anyway. For some reason it caught his eye more than the street triple, despite the fact that we think it's a good looking bike.